we so enjoy watching little ones who are full of themselves, who are not terrorized by a crowd or controlled by a well-meaning lover or a parent, who just have such complete knowledge of their goodness and their rightness and their never-ending potential for joyous expansion, that they just don't take anything that you've got going on very seriously. They just stay in that knowledge of well-being. And what we want is that little by little, you return to that place of knowing where you're not afraid of anything, because you understand that you can take it as it comes, and that if something does show up that is unwanted, that there is a way to easily bring it back into alignment. Because until you have shown yourself that, Esther remembers when Tracy was very little, she stood in constant worry that Tracy would pinch a finger or bang her head or something would happen, and Esther was almost panicked that she wouldn't be prepared for it. And then one blessed day, while the two little girls were playing together, Tracy went running toward a French door just as Celeste slammed it shut. And Tracy went headlong through the glass door and cut a big gash in her forehead. And Esther swept her up and put her in a blanket and put her in the car and took her to the doctor. And the doctor sewed up the forehead, and Esther was liberated from that fear forevermore. She was grateful is the wrong word, because grateful is thinking about unwanted. But in those early days, she was grateful that it had happened, because it had freed her from the fear of what would come next. And this is what we wish for you. We want your life not to frighten you in its potential, but to call you in its potential. We want you to feel the fullness of your readiness to respond to whatever comes your way. Because the freedom that you seek is the freedom from resistance. It's the only freedom that exists. And when you finally get it, that you can be free of resistance under any and all conditions, and once you align with the energy of who you are, that all things right themselves in terms of manifestation, now you have control of manifestation. It's such an interesting thing to watch. There are so many moving parts and so many things you can't control. So the effort at controlling them just makes you crazy. It makes you crazy, and it makes you feel unworthy, because you can't control them, and so you can't make things better. But when you begin understanding your relationship with who you were before you came, and your relationship with who you have now become, when you understand the vortex and your relationship with the vortex, and you learn to manage your emotions just day by day and bringing yourself into alignment, then in time and in very short order, you will come to that freed place where you will realize that there isn't anything for you to be terrorized about or terrified about, or anything for you to ever worry about, because you can figure it out as you go. And here's the part we love telling you most. In the figuring it out, there is more zest and zippity-doo-dah than you experience under any other conditions. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain blissfully in the vortex, calling you in, 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 but never worrying about whether you're in or not. There is great love here for you. Yay!